a good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many.
I'm creating a furrow for our potatoes. It's not easy at all. Wow. Oh my god. And it's so windy today. Ah. But still very dry.
Of course.
Of course. At first I was like, this is impossible.
Uh-huh.
But we can see a furrow.
Yes, I can see one. I can confirm. We decided to make a garden bed here for our potatoes where we had currants previously, but then we replanted them or transplanted them back to the field. So now we have this empty space here and we wanted to use it before it's full of weeds.
Yes. Oh, I'm tired.
We are late as always. Our neighbors have already nice growing potatoes behind these trees.
Come here, guys. This is how it's supposed to look. So the potatoes should already be planted and they would be growing.
Yeah, and we're not gonna have that many. We have this one little trench. But better than nothing and better late than never, right?
Yeah. So windy. Oh my god, look.
Uh-huh.
In the tomorrow, there's no time to borrow.
We are making the furrow wetter for the potatoes because now it's totally dry, so we would like to have some moisture in there.
And I see a rainbow.
I see it too, it's so pretty.
Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day to
Here are our potatoes. We let them pre-sprout in our storage room, as you can see. So even though it's quite late to plant them, at least they are not starting from zero. So they should catch up, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So we'll put them in the ground now, okay?
Yeah, it's high time.
I decided to put them 20 centimeters apart.
Okay,
This approximately.
sounds good to me.
We are copying our neighbors. I thought it was too close, but they are always successful with everything. And they have them about this far apart.
Yeah.
So we'll do the same. Last year we bought this big bag of 25 kilos because they didn't have anything smaller. But this year we bought them online, so there was a bigger choice. So we should be able to plant them all, maybe. We'll see. Not all here. This is just a small part, but maybe somewhere back in the garden as well. We'll see.
So this is our neighbor's garden and these are all potatoes. So many of them. So we can get inspired.
This is my favorite part because it goes much faster than everything else.
Yeah.
And the last one. So we planted 29 potatoes here, which is not that many. But if they grew successfully, then we would have 29 dinners, right?
Usually from one plant there are enough of potatoes for one dinner. But we'll see.
That wasn't the case last year.
Yeah, it
Sometimes
wasn't.
from one potato we harvested one potato or two potatoes.
Yeah.
But we didn't take care of them all year. We let them overgrow with weeds and everything. So this year we learned our lesson and we will try to take care of them more.
If you say so. There is more soil here. So let me take it and put it here because we don't have enough on this side.
We need to make little hills, right?
would be ideal. The potatoes like little hills. Is there a reason?
I guess they need space to make more potatoes.
Okay, so just that they are deeper in the soil.
I guess, and it also helps prevent weeds and stuff like that.
Okay. And we'll just need to water the potatoes, and that will be it. Last year, the potatoes were planted here. You wouldn't even realize it now because it's changing into a lawn or something. We've been planting more shrubs here. So we are continuing our hedge. It's hard to keep up with the grass, so some of them are hidden here. But yeah, it's slowly going, and this area is already overgrown, so no more potatoes here because it would be very hard to dig here. Because when there is grass and all the roots, it becomes more compact and solid.
Yeah, it won't work here anymore.
Yeah. So that's why we found a new place. And I really like it.
We grew pumpkins here last year and it was mulched pretty well, so it didn't overgrow with weeds until now. We weeded it out a little bit, but now we are planting potatoes here to use the space.
Yeah, and by we, Tommy meant himself. He weeded everything.
Yeah, but Peter is helping me with the holes, of course. That's his job.
Of course. It's not easy. It's so dry.
Yeah.
So look at some of the potatoes. They are already in their holes, but not all of them.
It's quite tough to dig in this dry soil,
Yeah.
but it had to be done. It won't get any better, it seems.
I like that we are using the garden to its full potential, and we are using this space from last year where there is no grass, because it's hard to get rid of grass. So these places are quite precious. Right, honey?
Right. So precious.
And here we have another similar area.
And that's not all, we have one more over there.
Somewhere there. Woohoo! So at the first one we planted 19 potatoes and here 15, right? They are not yet planted, all of them, but there are 15 holes in this area. It's exciting. Very exciting. Tommy didn't want to tell you the numbers, but I wanted to because it's an interesting number. You need to know how many potatoes we are going to plant. Right, honey?
Absolutely. You couldn't live without that.
And this is the last area under the pole for the birds of prey.
Who are yet to show up.
Yeah. They are quite rude. Like, why don't they appreciate this?
I would sit there.
Me too. It looks comfy.
Very inviting.
Totally.
Wow, such deep holes.
Yes. I wasn't lazy.
Nobody said you were.
You were thinking it.
I always think that. Because you said yourself that you didn't feel like doing anything today.
Yeah, I'm tired today.
That's all, every day. And somehow it worked out exactly as we needed. Because those are the last potatoes, so we used them all.
Yeah.
All 5 kilograms.
We are amazing. And the potatoes are going to be amazing too.
let's hope so.
Yeah.
I want a bigger harvest than last year per potato, you know, per plant.
We need to take care of them.
Yeah.
The sun is setting and we are still here. We have always such long days.
Where's my dinner?
On the garden beds still. We will have salad, arugula and spinach and stuff like that. It looks pretty, the water towards the sun. Shiny water.
We have a lot of tomatoes this year. We planted our own, then we got some tomatoes from our neighbor, and then we got more tomatoes from Peter's mom. So if they all survive this year, we will have a tomato overload. And since we don't have enough space in the garden beds, we are planting them here in the field or former field. Right now I'm planting lychee tomatoes, which we've never planted before, but Peter's mom sent us some, and so I'm curious what they will be like. I'm told that they are grown the same way as regular tomatoes, so I know how to do that, but I'm surprised that they have a lot of thorns on stems, but also on the leaves, like here, or from the leaf going up.
It's like raspberries or something.
I've never seen anything like that on leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So
This
that's
is
interesting.
yeah, this is new for tomatoes for us.
Yep. Grape plant here, which we wanted to plant in our graveyard.
Not graveyard, in our little vineyard.
Yes, that. Because one of them died. There was an old one here and it's gone, so we wanted to replace it with a new one.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay, so that's done. It's a seedless kind, which the previous one wasn't, but I don't like seeds in grapes, so I don't eat them.
So this is better.
Yeah.
Tommy is saying that this one is from Belgrade, that's in Serbia, or that's a Belgradian variety. And this one we planted in autumn, and it is from Moldova. Chisinau, that's the capital of Moldova. So Chisinauian variety.
So we have the Balkans here representing.
Balkans, yeah. So this is the vineyard. These are the big old ones. This one and this one. This one is almost dead, so that doesn't count anymore.
And here's one.
Yeah, but this one doesn't have fruits, or very rarely, and something is happening on the leaves. I don't know. So this is just for fun. We don't plan to make wine, but you never know, maybe we will in the future.
Oh?
Yeah, when we find the courage. There are swallows. They came from Africa, and they want to build their nest here above our windows, which is not the best. That's why last year we put these curtains above the windows and doors, so they don't build above them. And they have space elsewhere, great conditions, but they still try to build it above the window.
On the curtains.
On the curtains, yeah. I don't know why. It's so bad.
They seem to be quite dumb.
Yeah, they are. So they think that's their spot and they don't want to go anywhere else. But we don't want them here, we want them a bit more to the left.
They could go like 50 centimeters to the left and it would be perfect.
Yeah,
But they just want to be above the windows or nowhere.
yeah. So of course, the mud they want to build the nests of is not holding on the curtains because the curtain is moving and
So it keeps falling down everywhere
yeah, you see it here.
and here.
Still better than shit. It's not their shit, but that would come with the nests. That's why we don't want that above the windows. So we'll see what happens. Look, chive flowers. I always wait for this moment every year because they are delicious. And they look pretty, so
Yeah.
that's a bonus. So it's not a problem when the chives start to blossom because you can use the flowers and they taste like chives or little onions. It's very tasty. We are quite tired because we've been planting the whole day so far. So we are on a lunch break and we are resting now in the shade. It's quite warm and I got a bit sunburned yesterday, so it's not the best to be in the sun again. But we have to work, so that's how it is.
We've been planting all day and there's still a lot to be done, so it's a lot.
Yeah, we were thinking that the potatoes, or what is it, tomatoes, would be planted in 1 hour. But it always takes a lot of time, everything.
Especially when there's so many of them.
Yeah, but we are unstoppable and everything will be planted today, right?
It has to be,
Yeah,
because then we will be gone for 1 week.
that's true.
And we're finally done.
Yay!
We planted, I think, 20 tomato plants or something like that. We've never had so many before. Last year we had maybe 12. And I feel like it was quite hard and challenging to eat them all. So we'll see how it will go, because we have 6 more in the garden and we'll plant more on our balcony in the city. So it's gonna be crazy if they all survive.
I have to learn how to make ketchup and tomato sauce and everything.
Yeah. And we planted them here in the field, or in the former field. We found some empty spots without grass, so we just put them there. And yeah, it's gonna be fun.
This is not a tomato. This is a nectarine tree, or it's dying quite fast. It was taller, but we had to cut it down because there is a disease on the leaves. So it almost died last year, and we thought maybe this year it would come to life. And it has a little bit, but the leaves are dying again. So this tree is done and it will be replaced in the future with something else.
I think it's one of the fungus diseases where you would need to apply some kind of chemicals to get rid of it.
Yeah, so we'll see. There is always something. So that's why the tomatoes are not out of the woods yet, and we'll see what happens. Better to have more, and then the birds can have the tomatoes if we are not able to eat them all.
We've never tried planting or growing peas before, so this is our first attempt. You can see we have only a few plants, like 5. There were not many seeds to begin with, and not all of them sprouted, so that's why. I remember when I used to garden with my mom, we had some peas and we did this as well.
We always had peas too in our garden.
Yeah, so it's not unusual, but we've never tried it ourselves because it's not something we eat regularly. But we just wanted to try something new again.
Yes, it's always fun to have something new. So you have to put these wires to the peas because they grow a bit taller and they would fall down, right?
Yeah, they use these thingies to attach themselves to the wires and they climb up.
Mm-hmm.
We have another new thing we're trying this year. We have bell pepper.
We call them paprikas.
Yes. And we got 2 plants from my mom. And now I got more plants from our neighbor. She was ready to throw them out, so we saved them. And we are planting them now. I didn't try bell pepper before because Peter doesn't like it. He said that he hates eating bell pepper, at least raw bell pepper. So there was no chance of using it.
Yeah.
But he changed his mind and he's actually the one who asked me to plant these.
Yeah, I wanna try something new, and you can make various sauces out of paprikas or bell peppers. So why not try something? We don't have to eat them raw. Or Tommy can, I don't like them. But there is always use for something.
Yes. And you might be wondering why we are planting them here in the spinach.
Yeah.
That's last year's spinach, which we thought would be already gone by now, but it just keeps growing and it's very strong. It has big leaves. We have a new one over there, but we haven't harvested it yet. So we're still eating the old one now.
Yeah. So I was digging this one out in December out of snow. So it's interesting that it's still here.
Yeah, we didn't know if this is normal for spinach to survive the winter and keep growing all spring. But if yes, we'll see maybe next year. If it happens again, I will not plant new one in spring and we'll just keep harvesting the one from previous autumn.
Yeah. The winter was quite mild, but the winters generally get warmer. So maybe it will happen again.
We'll see.
We can't wait for all the veggies to grow. It's always very nice to use our own produce. We just have to be patient, of course, because everything takes time. But for now, it looks like that's it. Give us a like and see you guys next time.